Oh, don't worry. The hair is still a little damp. So, anyway, how are we doing? Thank you all so much for joining me. Guys, your girl has been under the weather, but I'm feeling a lot better now. Yesterday, it was scary. It was scary on yesterday, child, but I'm back. I'm back, and I am so glad that I'm back because there's so much for us to talk about. I've missed y'all so much because we like so much has happened since my last live, and we just have to get into all of it. Darn it. There we are. So here's how it's going to go. We are first going to. Oh wait, I gotta hold on. Let me check this. Sorry guys, I was running late because I was on a call. And now I'm good. 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 Y'all know that I love y'all and I will be here unless it's for work, child. I gotta pay the bills. So the first thing we are going to start off with is there it is. That's the schedule. So the first review I'm going to start off with is The Real Housewives of Orange County. Then I'm going to get into Miami. Then we're going to end with The Perfect Match. We're going to talk about the season finale, and we're going to talk about the Q&A that AD and Ali did for Netflix. So let's get into it. Kiki Monique, the price is going up. The price has gone up because what would this season have had it not been for Kiki Monique? Shout out to her because the price has. You know what? You're clicking and clacking in these flip flops while I'm doing a review. Yes. Anyway, what would this season of Real Housewives of Orange County be without Kiki Monique? Every episode, they're like, Kiki Monique, and then she's going to be on the following episode. So good for you, girl. The price has gone up because they would have no season had it not been for you. How are you not a housewife on this show, but you're the main storyline? Crazy work. It says a lot. No shade to Kiki Monique, because this isn't shade for her, but it says a lot for the Real Housewives of Orange County when the ladies have no other storyline, so they all have to rely on a very popular reality TV show blogger. They don't have anything going on. So it's either time to put this show on pause or we gotta recast them. It's been beyond time, Andy. It's been beyond time, but shout out to Kiki Monique. Girl, the price is going up. The price has gone up. You are the storyline for Real Housewives of Orange County, season 19, and good for her. This cast does not like Tamra. This cast does not like Tamra because as soon as she left the show, here's the thing. A lot of them haven't been on Real Housewives of Orange County long enough to know, except for Shannon, long enough to know that Tamra quits all the time. But she's fake quitting. She's just having a temper tantrum. She's not really leaving the show. I knew she wasn't leaving the show. No shade. What else was she going to do? The gym is closed. This is like her only job right now. So I knew she wasn't leaving this Bravo check. But I think people who haven't been on the show for a while actually believe that she quit the show. Myself and Shannon did not believe the nonsense. But they couldn't wait for her to go. Everybody on the cast was dragging her, even Heather. I'm like, Heather, I thought that was just this. Like, you were so protective of her. Nobody could say anything about her. And as soon as Tamra put up that fake quitting post on Instagram, Heather was like, oh, I can't believe she did this. And she is the problem. She is the cause of everything. I'm like, I thought that was your good friend. Even if she quit the show, are y'all not still going to be friends? It was very weird how everybody switched up because it seemed like everybody was riding for Tamra. And then as soon as she said she quit the show, they all decided to talk about how much she got on their nerves. Very, very weird. Very, very weird, especially for Heather. So that reunion is going to be very, very interesting. I hate how the women on the show are treating Katie, but here's the thing. She got to stand up for herself. Like, girl, at some point, you have to speak up. If they are all lying, tell the truth. What are you afraid for? Stop letting these bad box Barbie. I was about to say box body bleach blonde. Stop letting these ladies punk you. Like, I don't get it, Katie. Like, it's so frustrating to watch her because she is obviously being bullied. And I'm like, stand up for yourself. Say something. But I will say, in this episode, it was explained that the reason why Katie isn't saying anything is because she doesn't want to expose her good friend Gretchen. So here's the thing. Word on the street is that Katie, her husband, Jen, and Ryan, they all went out to dinner with Gretchen and Slade. They went out to dinner. Gretchen told the whole table that Tamara roofied her and she had to go to the hospital. And when she went to the hospital, they did a toxicology test and they found drugs in her system, right? Katie allegedly sat down with Kiki Monique and told her that story, because this is the thing. I knew Tamara was lying because Tamara said that Katie told her this. Then Cameron said a credible source told her what Katie said. So allegedly Kiki Monique and Katie were talking and Katie just volunteered the information that Tamara roofied Gretchen. So Katie isn't saying anything because her and Gretchen are friends and she doesn't want to expose Gretchen. And her issue with Gretchen and with Jen is just like, you guys were there. You know what happened. You know what Gretchen said. So why are y'all acting like, why are you guys not deading this? Why is Gretchen acting like a victim and Jen is acting shocked if they were all at the same dinner where Gretchen said that she was roofied by Tamara? So here's the thing. I feel like the reunion is probably going to be the best thing that happened this season, because I don't think that Gretchen, Katie, and Jen are going to be friends. And I also think that Heather and Tamara might get into it because of how Heather switched up on Tamara as soon as she thought that she left the show. I feel like the only person who's going to probably have a good ride at this reunion is going to be Shannon. So anyway, Katie doesn't want to say anything because she doesn't want to out Gretchen. But Katie's issue is that Gretchen and Jen are doing the most, acting like they don't know why she's not saying anything about the situation, because she will not only expose Gretchen, she will also expose Jen, who was probably one of the main people wanting this rumor or whatever that Gretchen said to make it to the show to take down Tamara, because she has a huge vendetta with Tamara. They are like at war, not even beefing. These ladies are at war. So that's Katie's issue. Katie's just like, Gretchen, you said it. And she even said in her confessional, she's just like, why? I don't know why they aren't saying anything. And the only reason why Katie said something was because her husband on camera said, why are they not defending you? You didn't say it, but you're protecting the person who did say it. So why aren't they defending you? So it seems like the Three Musketeers are not going to be friends by the time we get to the reunion or by the end of this season, because after Kiki Monique meets with Gretchen has this big like fallout in the trailer it showed for next episode. She has like this big fallout and she's just like, I can't believe she said that. So Katie is going to be the villain, but I think when Katie is backed up in a corner, she's going to tell at least her truth. I don't know who's telling the truth and I don't know who's lying. I will say this. Katie lies a lot. And I think Katie lies a lot because she never wants to stand on business for anything because she's afraid. Like, Katie would not have to lie if Katie was just like, yeah, I said it and what? You know what I mean? It would be dropped. But because Katie lies and says she didn't say something, and then she makes another lie to cover that lie, she just creates so many problems for herself because she never stands on business. However, Tamara's the biggest liar on this show. So with Gretchen, it's just like, I can't believe nothing coming out of that lady's mouth, right? And then we have Gretchen, who I don't know to be a liar from what I've seen on this show. However, the way Gretchen looked when Tamara said that Katie said that she roofied her, the way Gretchen looked and the way her and Jen have been acting now that this roofie rumor has made it to the show, they both acting real weird and suspicious to me. So I feel like the truth is somewhere in between all of this nonsense, but we will probably never really know until the reunion who's telling the truth, because a lot of the parties involved in this rumor or truth or whatever are liars. So I don't know how this season is going to wrap this up. I don't know if we'll ever get to the truth, but I will say everybody looking funny in the light. Everybody is looking funny in the light. And Gretchen, if you did tell Katie that, this might be it for you and Jen on this show, because that is a big deal. That's Real Housewives of Atlanta season 10 nonsense. That is a big deal. That rumor destroyed the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and they have never been able to recoup what that lie that Phaedra and allegedly Carlos King told on that show. So this, if it is true that Gretchen said this, unless Tamara actually did that, and unless she can produce toxicology papers that, you know, that she was actually drugged, this is not going to go well for her. Also, if you were actually drugged on the show, you didn't sue Bravo? Oh, I would sue the hell. I would sue everybody. If you were drugged on the show, on camera, I would have sued everybody. And she gives me that she's a suer. So it's weird that she didn't do that. Gretchen, you might be one and done. You and Jen. And I love Jen. I love my eviction queen. But if y'all are perpetuating this rumor, this lie, yikes. Tamara, oh my goodness, y'all are going to give her so much ammo to victimize herself. She is going to milk this. You two will not be able to recover. You two will not be able to recover. Also, I am so sick of this. Gina does it the most. I'm so sick of these phantom credible sources that Gina has. It's always like, oh, it's a really credible source, but they don't want me to say their name. It's a credible source, but they don't want me to bring them on the show. They don't want to be on camera. So really, it's my friend who's a really credible reporter, but they don't want to show who they are and they don't want me to say their name. Then don't bring it to the show. Say their names or keep it on the playground. I'm so sick of this because you don't seem credible now. Because every source doesn't want to be on camera, doesn't want you to say their name, doesn't want to be exposed. And I'm just like, wait a minute. If you are getting this information from a reporter who reports on reality TV, what the hell you mean they don't want people to know who their name is? They absolutely do. They're not a freaking journalist. They're a blogger. No shade to bloggers, but I'm just like, you're a reality TV show, but you're a gossip blogger. You want people to know your name because that's how you get more traction. Unless this person is writing for the freaking New York Times. I don't understand. I don't understand what the big deal is. And it seems like you don't really have any credible sources like that. What is it? Somebody who writes for Jared? That's what it's called, right? Just Jared. Just Jared. So somebody who works for Just Jared or Perez Hilton? I hate that. And I hate that they allow them to do that with these phantom reporters or these phantom credible sources that we never see. We don't know the name. Nobody can research or fact check everything. We just got to trust Gina. Please stop with the nonsense. Say their names or keep it on the playground. So we get Tamara admitting that she was drunk and high at dinner. She did not take a half a Xanax. One thing about, especially the Orange County, they love mixing pills and liquor. Drug addict behavior. Drug functioning addict behavior. That is, I know I took a Xanax and I had some wine. Girl, you are popping pills and washing it down with hard liquor. That's not normal. Like that, like I love how they try to say, I just took a Xanax. That's not normal. Drug addict behavior. Like only the housewives could try to normalize this. Mama, you got a problem if that's how you cope. And again, It's I am acting this way and I am being terrible because Teddy is sick. Where's Teddy's family? Because I would have told her, leave my family member off this show. Because it's like you're not bringing her up in a good way. The only time her name is brought up is to excuse your poor behavior. It's not even about her. It's about you and how you feel about her being sick. Ooh, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Yeah, that's all I want to talk about with these ladies. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Hey, so Seth, thank you for being here. Let's get into. E for Empathy said, hey, y'all, I love that we're getting a double feature indeed, because one was supposed to be yesterday, but, I could not get out of bed, child. Hey, Pie, thank you for being here. Hey, B-Fly Nick, what's up? How are you? Hey, Nora, thank you for being here. Hey, Dear Show Podcast said, hey, y'all, why do these housewives fly private one way and then fly back commercial? They don't have it. That's why. Hey, Asher, thank you for being here. Hey, Mama Star. Mama Star said hi. Star family, Mama Star is here for the review. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day today. Love you all. Love you too, Mama Star. Hey, Hannah. How are you? Hey, Cameron. Thank you for being here. Hey, Vaca. Greetings from Belgium. I know that's right. And I knew you would be here, Vaca. No matter where Vaca is, if I'm doing a Housewives review, Vaca will be in the chat. Thank you so much. Hey, Zora. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much, Megan. I'm feeling so much better. It's crazy. Night and day. Night and day. We got a super chat from my girl, Nisha. Hey, Nisha. Thank you so much for the super chat. Nisha said, comfort PJ chicken cheesesteak. Tamra is using Teddy's sickness for a storyline. Unfortunately, I have to agree. I apologize for my comment on Miami. Is triggering me, and Kiki reminds me of Bose from Beverly Hills, and it's sickening and sad. I used to watch these shows for fun. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's the thing. And thank you so much again, Nisha, for your super chat. Here's the thing. These shows used to be fun. And it was fun when it was new and the women were building. Now it's like everybody's ghost producing and everybody's playing out for a fan base and not being at least somewhat authentic. So it's not enjoyable anymore because everybody is trying to be these horrible characters to, feed the fan base. And it's just like, no, the people who have been here from the beginning just really enjoyed watching you guys all interact as an ensemble. But now you're being cliquey and you're trying to push people out and you're hiring bloggers and private investigators to dig up information on people. They've soiled the product, if you will. And it's unfortunate because it was good at one point. Eltavina said, if you come to think about it, Gretchen started that whole mess and then was acting like, who said that? Portia's voice. I like Katie, but I remember when when did it happen? Like, I kind of remember that. Break that down, Eltavina. E for Empathy said, I remember Tamara running out of that party screaming, you'll never see me again. And Shannon was like, and we saw her again. So shout out to Shannon, because Shannon was just like, I'm not saying nothing about Tamara until I know she's gone for good. She let everybody drag Tamara and she shut up because she said, I know Tamara. She's not leaving this check. Hey, Kimberly. Kimberly said, Nikki, can you sing happy birthday to my husband? He loves to watch your videos. All right, let's sing happy birthday to Kimberly's husband. Hey, Halby, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, Mr. Taylor. Thank you so much for watching me, and I love that you guys have your husbands watching me. I hope they approve. Eltavina said, miss you, Nikki. Miss you too. Asher said, when Andy said, spoiler alert, she didn't. LMAO, he knew. Child. Like, she's coming back. Eltavina said, Tamara was slushed. She was out of her mind. Xanax and wine or whatever else she was doing. Not good. Not good at all. Altavita said Tamara only liked Tamara because Tamara only like who? Because she hates Katie. Who we talk about, Altavita? Like it's not an issue. That's a huge problem. Ashley said, here's the thing with Katie. She can start it, but got no backbone. I agree. Not a good mix for the show. Absolutely. Like when she was coming at Heather and then just back down. No, if you didn't like her for a reason, stay on it. Stay on it. Eltavita said, Nikki, Katie is a Karen. She lied that a black man was chasing her down and he rightfully so sued her. Her story kept changing. And that he was going after her. Oh my God. What? What? How did I miss this? How did I miss this? This was last year. It sounded familiar. For allegedly making false claims to police. OMG. The man who sued Real Housewives of Orange County star Katie Janela for allegedly making false claims to police about him spoke exclusively to In Touch. Sydney Silva. Is this black? He must be Afro-Latino. Latino. What? Yeah, it's giving Afro-Latino. Sydney Silva spoke to In Touch about the incident involving Katie on April 12, 2015 in Georgia and his plans to hire a lawyer to help him collect a $112,000 default judgment that he was awarded. Oh, see, Tamara, we got some tea. As In Touch first reported, Sydney sued Katie and accused her of making false allegations to police that led him to being wrongfully arrested. Sydney told In Touch Katie was crazy. He said he was driving on a date in question when he saw Katie swerving in and out of traffic. He said, I was behind her the whole time. And when he approached Katie's car on the road, he saw her texting with children in the car. He said, the only thing I did was look at her and we stopped at a light. He said he shook his head but didn't say a word. Sydney continued on his way home. He said he pulled up to the mailbox and almost immediately she stopped behind me. Sydney said Katie followed him home. He said Katie got out of her car and started yelling at him. He said she asked him, what do you think I was doing back there? He told her she was swerving. Sydney told In Touch that Katie continued to shout at him. He said he mentioned that her children were not wearing seatbelts. He said that he started to record Katie. You come to my house to confront me with kids in the car. You must be crazy. Sydney said she started cussing me out. She lost it. He said he told Katie she was outside his home, but she didn't believe him. We will see about that, he said she told him. Sydney told In Touch he believed Katie didn't believe he could live in a nice house because he was driving his work van at the time. He said that Katie called the police claiming he was preventing her from leaving. Sydney said that Katie told the police a big lie. He said when the police arrived, it appeared they immediately trusted Katie's word. He said Katie watched from her car as the police handcuffed him and put him in the back of a police car. Police arrested him after he allegedly failed to follow commands. He was booked on charges of false imprisonment, disorderly conduct, and reckless driving. The charges were dropped after the police reviewed the evidence and determined that Katie was the aggressor on the road. Sydney was awarded a default judgment in his lawsuit after Katie failed to respond. On Real Housewives of Orange County, she claimed she was not properly served the paperwork. Sydney told In Touch that he hasn't watched. Oh, see, where was I at? This happened on the show. He said he will be reaching out to a California attorney to start the process of collecting on the judgment. He had tried to place a lien on Katie's home in Florida, but ran into issue due to the state laws. Sydney said that he definitely plans to do something. For her part, Katie told police that she pulled over and Sydney followed her. She said that he was preventing her from leaving. Katie told police that he wanted them to come out because he did not want Sydney. She wanted them to come out because she did not want Sydney to follow her home. Katie told police that Sydney began to tailgate her and flipped her off while driving. She claimed he started recording her while driving and yelling, which scared her children. She claimed that Sydney blocked her path and prevented her from returning to the car. Katie repeated her claims on the first part of the Real Housewives. See, I didn't watch the reunion. Sydney also sued Cobb County and the officer involved in the arrest. The case was dismissed after parties reached a deal. Wow. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. So she is a liar. Wow. Katie got some issues. Also, Venus said, but I do think that Gretchen did say that though, but I don't know why Katie didn't out her. Child, me either. Ashley said, I knew Gretchen said it based on interviews and then saying cells, then saying, huh? Asher, you typed in Slade, and then saying that Slade said this. I mean, it's a lot. Child, Pie says, Katie's been lying through her teeth. Gretchen been lying too, and now it looks like Jen been lying. Everybody lying, child. Hey, Riley, thank you for being here. Asher said, those three, Katie, Gretchen, Jen, are lying. It's obvious, and if it wasn't for Katie's mouth, it could have worked. Riley said, Jen and Gretchen turned on Katie, but Katie is still a liar. They're all trash, and that's why I watched this show. Eltavita said, Katie should have told the truth from the beginning, but that proves to be difficult for her. Absolutely. Pi says, Katie definitely lies a lot. Before they can even finish asking the question, she lies and says that didn't happen. Yeah. Like, I feel like, here's the thing. I'm still on Katie's side with Shannon because I feel like Shannon was doing too much for her. She was doing way too much. But the way Katie lied to Shannon, that's an issue. That's an issue. She got a problem. Asher said, I never thought Gretchen as a liar, but I always thought she was the type of girl to put a face on in public or in cameras, if that tells you anything. Yeah. Pi says, Gretchen is definitely lying. She doesn't lie like Katie, but that heifer lied on this episode. Can't wait for the lie detector. Ciao. And then Katie going fake sick. Asher said, you are right, Nikki. In the end, there's no winner here. All of them chicks be looking crazy and lying. Yep. Pi said, loves me some Jen too, but I'm looking at her sideways this season. Like, if they are lying about this, they can't recover. Asher said, I want to add one more thing. Gretchen, Tamara's biggest hater, just helps her look like a victim at the same. And the same goes for Jen. Maybe she was right. She's obsessed. Yep, they helped her. She's going to milk this. Asher said, did someone say Xanax? Lisa Renner re-entered the chat. If you know, you know. Sure do. Hey, Art World, thank you for being here. Silky says, please watch the Ola and Shelly Hooder Teen Vogue interview that just dropped. Yes, we're going to talk about that in the next live. I'm doing a Love Island live, and we're going to talk about that. That interview had me in tears. Give Me Shelter said, I didn't get the notification. That's okay. You're here. Hannah said, I hate how obvious it is. I hate how obvious it's that the cast and producers are bullying and icing Katie out. But Katie isn't helping herself. Isn't helping her. Oh, Pi says Emily brought this story up at the reunion last year. See, I didn't watch the reunion. I never watched Real Housewives of Orange County reunions because they're so boring. I should have watched this one. Social Stuff said a lot of the people in Orange County are MAGA. It made me sick to my stomach to see Gretchen post MAGA stuff. She was always my fave for OC. Oh, all of them. I told you guys, the only liberals you are going to find in the Housewife franchise are the Black women. And it's not a lot of them. Naturel said a default judgment doesn't mean she did it, just means she didn't show up to court, which is kind of like a big deal for you not to show up. Yeah, that's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. Give Me Shelter said that is a big deal, but those women on the show aren't acting as advocates for Black people. So what if the show brings up all those women are QAnon and MAGA stuff? It's all fair game now. It should be. It should be. Give Me Shelter said polygraph machines are used as toys now. True. We all realize they were found uncredible, right? Yeah. And they can all say that. They can all say that. Spency, thank you. Thank you so much. Give Me Shelter said, wasn't Katie living in a shelter at the time? I'm not sure if that was, see, I didn't watch it. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody in the chat can confirm because I didn't watch the reunion. I should have. While we're getting those notes, let's move on to Miami. Stephanie. I like her. I like Stephanie. But I have to say, Stephanie taking on Larsa's battles is bothering me because it's so unnecessary. She doesn't have to get involved. Larsa fights with everybody. Stephanie, you're there to acclimate yourself in a group and make friends. Fighting Larsa's battles is beneath you. because Larsa's going to turn on you at some point. She got a slick mouth. She got a slick mouth. So get ready. Lisa is better than me. I would never have bowed down to Larsa. I would have never unfollowed, what's his name? Marcus. I would have never unfollowed Marcus. I would have been posted up with him at some brunch, me and Jody, out to brunch with our bestie. Who the hell is Larsa? I cannot believe that she did that. And I cannot believe that the entire cast was like pressuring her to do that. And Adriana was just like, just do it so you don't have to give her anything else to fight with you about. She can't fight with you about that. That's ridiculous. Why is a woman in her 50s mad that you're following her boyfriend on Instagram? Why is a woman in her 50s? Why she got a damn boyfriend? Like, your lover, a partner? Like, come, you just like, she's so childish. It's weird, guys. It's weird. It's like she's so stunted. It's like she's forever 17. And it's so weird. I'm not saying she has to like act her age, because what is acting 50, right? But it's just really weird that the way she dresses, how she has formulated her body to emulate young Black women, and how she constantly goes after young Black men. Very predatory, but also it's like something is not right. Like the way she's talking. Why are you following my boyfriend? Like, you're all up and down my boyfriend's Instagram. You are good and grown. Your children that you produced are good and grown. Why are you acting like this? It's very odd. It's like she's stunted. And it's so weird because when we met Larsa, she was so mature. Like, she was the mom, and, she had the mom haircut, the John and Kate +8. She was like in it with the big little bump it. She was like in it. She was like this older mom. And now she's 17. And nobody's saying anything. Like, nobody's saying this is weird that you keep on going after very young Black men. I'm not talking about Marcus. The only reason why she went after Marcus is because he's Jordan. She likes to get them young, dumb, and full of what? And no sense. It's very weird. It's very weird. Yes, they are grown men and they are grown millionaires, but these are still young Black men that this woman is grooming. It's weird. It's very weird. And I don't know why Lisa, like, even, child, so listen, I'll do it. I'll unfollow. And she unfollowed Marcus off of Larsa to be like, oh, we're past that. That's not enough. She did that for her so she could like her again, and so the rest of the group could get off of Lisa, off of Larsa, to be like, that's not enough. Girl, you better than me. You better than me. I don't like the rules that Larsa makes everybody abide by, and the group holds everybody to the fire if they don't abide by Larsa's rules. Who is she? She's not even the richest in the group. She doesn't have a jet. I get why everybody is bowing down to Stephanie. She got the most coins in the group. That's how these groups operate. Who is Larsa? Very weird. Very, 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 very weird. I don't know. Why is she the one running this group? It's like they all act so young and so childish. It's so ridiculous. And then Marisol and Alexia are meeting with Lisa and telling her she can't be on her phone. They want to take her phone from her when she goes on the jet because she's making everybody in the group uncomfortable. You're telling a grown woman that you want to take her phone because you don't like that she's on her phone? I'm so glad that Lisa said, I'm not giving you my phone. And if y'all don't want to be around me, no problem. I won't be around y'all. Absolutely. Because what are you talking about? It's so weird how they're all operating. And I used to really like Miami, but this season is just garbage. It is garbage. I am not enjoying them like I used to. And it's all because of this overgrown pick-me. She's such a pick-me. The way she is acting, this grown woman, the way she is acting and throwing her friends under the bus to appease Marisol and Alexia. She was so hyped to talk down to Marisol about Lisa, who has done nothing to her. It's like, oh, I don't want her to come because she's going to make it all about her. The lady's currently going through a divorce and a custody battle. Give her some grace, because when it's your turn, you're going to want grace. Because that mean butch stud that you, well, she's white, so she's not a stud, but that mean butch athlete that you're married to, when she gets tired of playing pappy, she's getting rid of you. She's getting a younger model who don't want no kids, because Martina don't want no damn kids. And when you're going through it, you're going to want grace. This lady can't get no grace. She's divorcing a demon who don't want to give her or her kids nothing. Y'all watched her be humiliated an entire season. But you know what? I'm not shocked that they're treating Lisa this way. Gertie had cancer. They didn't give a damn, so I'm not shocked. I am not shocked at all. So I guess I watched it. They all went out. Lisa unfollowed Marcus. It was Adriana was there, Adriana, Gertie, Lisa, and I think it was somebody else. And they said they're not going to tell. Adriana, who don't remember nothing, who just says whatever on her mind, who has no censor. She tells the table when they all get together for dinner that, and she was, I will give it to Adriana. She was saying it like a good thing. She was like, well, Lisa unfollowed Marcus. She was saying it like it was a good thing, but it was just like, Adriana, you did pinky promise that you wouldn't say anything and you were going to let Lisa do that. So Kiki was there also. So Kiki tells her that wasn't cool what she did. And then, I will say this, Kiki, she's just making a really big deal, right? I think it could have just rolled over if Kiki didn't stay on it. And Adriana was trying to explain herself, and Kiki kept on interrupting her. And then Adriana was just like, oh, Kiki, you're so ratchet. Excuse me? Listen, I don't mind a person calling me ratchet. They got to be black. A non-black person calling me ratchet, you called me a racial slur. Because there's no way that racism wasn't behind that. I don't care. And I like Adriana. I like her the most out of anybody. Gertie. It's Gertie and then it's her, right? However, she should have the sense to know that you looking the way you look should not be telling any black woman that she's ratchet. And Kiki was right to be offended by that, but Kiki doesn't know how to read, right? Or she doesn't know how to come back. So she just goes, you're old. I will say Kiki doesn't know how to read, but what she said stuck, because that was obviously something that bothered Adriana. So Adriana sat there where Kiki called her old, and she was thinking of some stuff, and she couldn't think of anything fast enough. But when she got it. Because everybody was trying to move on. Larsa and Lisa were trying to make up. And Adriana just sat there and she said, you know what? I got to get up because I'm old. I got to get up and leave because I'm a grandmother and I got to go watch her kids. So as Larsa and Lisa are trying to make up, Adriana starts to make up with Kiki and they just start going back and forth, screaming at each other. While they're screaming at each other, Stephanie starts breaking down crying. Why? Stephanie's like, oh, I can't take this. What are you doing? It was not that big of a deal, right? So she gets up and leaves. She doesn't want to be around the group. I will say this part cracked me up because she was like, I'm leaving. I don't want to be around you guys. And Stephanie wanted to have her big dramatic exit, but Adriana was leaving as well. So as she's leaving and trying to have a big dramatic exit, she turns around and sees that Adriana is right on her. And she's like, no, why are you leaving with me? I'm not going with you. Adriana's like, I'm leaving too. Like, get away. Stephanie wanted to have this big moment and Adriana said, not on my watch. But it was so weird that she was like crying and falling out. And I'm like, have you not watched the show? This is very normal for them to have like fights at dinner and everybody's getting up because they're so embarrassed. You guys have a camera crew following you. You are being paid to fight and start conflict. Did you guys just realize the job description and now you're ashamed? It was so weird how everyone was just like clenching their pearls and so embarrassed and wanting to leave. And I'm just like, you've done worse in other countries. It was just like weird. The clenching of the pearls was very, very, very weird. It was a disaster. I will say, Adriana, you were wrong. You should have never called that lady ratchet. Yes, Kiki was doing the most, but look at the way you look. Ratchet can absolutely be taken a different way. Even if she didn't mean it like that, she was just wrong. She was just wrong. Stephanie. Let me bring her back up. I like the fact that she has money. I think she is setting herself up to be, if she stays on the show, she is setting herself up to be completely humbled because Stephanie is very new here. She's very young. She does not realize that oftentimes when these men agree to their women being on the show, it is because they're trying to get into something else and up under somebody else. And she is making her entire identity this money, the money that her husband has. And unless you got a really good marriage agreement, when or if this man gets tired of you, that luxury is gone. And everybody that you are looking down on, everybody that you are trying to make fight for a seat on your jet, they will remember this and they will not be kind to you when it's your turn. I like her, but it's coming off the way she is using money and weaponizing this jet. I'm like, you are setting yourself up for such a great fall because one thing this show likes to do, the Housewives, the franchise likes to do, they like a little throwback, a little black and white throwback to humble you. So I'm saying just be on the show, just have a good time, just be funny. Stop trying to weaponize Masood's money. Because I guarantee you, the wife before you probably thought and acted the same way. How you get them is how you lose them. Because the way she's acting with this jet, I'm glad that Marisol clocked it. Marisol was just like, I'm kind of over it. Like, she's just like, I don't even want to be on the jet anymore. Because Stephanie is like segregating the jet, right? So she was at first like, well, I don't want everybody to come on my jet. Then she was just like, well, I don't want to separate. I don't want anybody to feel left out. So everybody can come on my jet. And I'm like, what is the big deal about a damn jet? They're not safe anyway. Hello, Labata. Not Lambada, La Bamba. They're not safe anyway. But anyway, she's sitting down with the rest of the ladies and she's like segregating her jet, saying who can sit where and icing out certain people and making sure her clique is sitting next to her. And it was just a very uncomfortable, especially for Marisol. And she was just like, it's too much for a seat on the jet. Like, people can't sit where they want to sit. They have to sit where you tell them to sit. And it's based on who likes who and how much you like this person. It's very, very weird. And it's just not a great look for Stephanie, who I feel like has had a really good season so far. But the way she's leading out with this money, I'm like, oh my God, you are setting yourself up to be so humbled on this show. Yikes. Yikes. That's all I have to say about this show. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. What do we have to say about Stephanie and her Jim Crow seating? Whoa. I like tapped the button and everything got enlarged. Asher said Larson's acting worse than Kim at the first few seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's weird. It's like, this is an older woman, an elder, if you will. Why are you acting like that? For no reason. And she's going through such a hard time. She's going through a divorce, a custody battle, and her father just died. They don't give nobody grace on this show unless it's Alexia. Eva Ripley said, I'm not a huge Lisa fan, but yeah, the ladies need to leave her alone. They're doing way too much. Hate how Larsa acts like a teenager. It's so weird. It's so weird. Social Stuff said, I do not like Stephanie. Ooh, right to the point. She's a weirdo. And I'm tired of her trying to control folks with this private plane. First of all, I would never be on it. I would be like, oh, I'm fine. I am fine flying business class. Absolutely. I'm okay. Them private jets, I'm good. I'm good. Social Stuff also said, Larsa is definitely emotionally stunted. 50 years old and the maturity of a middle schooler. And it's like a choice, guys. It's a choice because we've seen her before. She was so mature. What is going? It's so weird to witness. It's so weird to witness. Eva Empathy says, speaking of Larsa, I really had to bite my tongue at my family reunion. Larsa dated my cousin and his mom was there. I wanted to talk about Larsa so bad. Ciao. Oh, is it a midlife crisis? Isn't this a little late? Or is this right on time? Hey, Ryan. Ashley said, here's the thing. Years ago when Larsa had her old face, Marisol's mom said to Larsa, you're a good person, but emotional. Oh, well, she was on it. Ashley said, Larsa is not Kim K to be acting the way she does. Also, for her to call anyone a groupie, that's rich. Very weird. It's so weird to watch. Even said, Lisa has children and she's grown. No way she should she give them her phone. No way. It's weird. I couldn't believe those grown women even came up with the words to say that to another grown woman. Lisa was like, I'm not giving you my phone. And that should have been it. I wouldn't have explained a damn thing. But she was just like, I have children and I'm dealing with a lot of legal issues right now. Crazy. I should say, okay, hot take. I feel like at this point, Marisol is just following the court. She doesn't mean half the stuff she does in this show. I don't know. I'm not going to give her a break. She's a grown woman making really poor decisions and just being a bully. For what? Hey, Dr. Jen. Dr. Jen said, I would tell Larsa and my Kim Rich's voice, go plug your lips up some more. Oh, she's so missed on reality TV. Ashley said, Nikki, remember when I clocked something? I clocked Julia long ago, so no comment. You did. Social Stuff said, that's why Julia got them kids as an insurance policy. Is Martina's name on the adoption papers? Because Martina does not want to be a pappy, okay? Karen said, I stopped paying attention to Larsa when she ganged up on Jordan Woods with the Kardashians. A grown woman over Khloe's baby daddy just to find out that she was talking to Tristan too behind the backs. Of course she was. Kimberly Taylor said, Jovan Hubby said thank you and that he approves. Yay, thank you, Jovan. Eva Empathy said, Julie is trying to kiss everyone is so weird. It was also so weird when she said Martina is babysitting. It's called parenting. That did alarm me. I will say, I don't know everything, but from what I've seen, it does not seem like Martina wanted to have children, or, be a parent at 60 to toddlers. And she has a history of having issues with Black people. So I'm just like, oh, Lord, I hope we got a nanny cam on Martina. Ashley said, oh, I was livid when Adriana called her that. It was uncomfortable. I mean, even Larsa was saying he was wrong. It was dead wrong. Social Steph said, Adriana, the oldest out of them all, but she don't look it. Money well spent. Give Me Shelter said, non-Black people know more than they pretend to. We are no longer infantilizing them. I like Adriana, but she meant what she said she did. Because it was, you know what? I will give you that, because it was just like so quick, right off the dome. Adriana, you meant that. You knew what it meant too. Rael said, glad Larsa said it was wrong. Listen, Larsa does have her moments. She does have her moments, but the majority of the time, she's just awful on TV. Hannah said, I guess now Kiki understands how Gertie felt when she was done wrong by Julia. Ciao. Social Stuff said, I think Stephanie got overstimulated, LOL. I kind of felt her on that. I get it, but the whole meltdown, I'm like, if you're melting down over this dinner, The Real Housewives of Miami is not for you, or any housewife show. Ryan said, that was such an aggression comment, and then Julia trying to police Kiki's reaction. Just know. Wasn't she? Thank you for bringing that up. It was so weird how angry Julia was. Kiki, enough! Kiki, enough! I was like, ooh, you talking to them boys like that? She's weird. She is very, 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 very weird. Rael said Adriana really tried to change it up to say that she meant wretched. You meant ratchet, girl. Cameron said, and not only that, didn't Larsa get caught sliding into her son's teammates' DMs? Yep, and that boy was fresh out of high school. Larsa and Dre are literally in the same boat. It's weird, but the thing about it is, and we talked about it, this is often done with young Black boys, same with young Black girls as well, but with young Black boys, it's looked at as a good thing. They are over-sexualized, and there are always older women, especially older non-Black women, circling those young boys to have some kind of sexual relationship with them when they are far too young to consent to anything. But when it's talked about or when it's observed, it's like, oh, it's a good thing. Oh, look at that. He got himself an older woman. Oh, no. Because if he were a young woman, everybody would be like, oh, this is weird. Why is this 50-year-old trying to have sex with this 23-year-old? But if it's a woman, it's looked at a badge of honor. Like, oh, he's able to get a cougar. He's a child. He is a child. His brain is not fully developed. Why is this older woman seeking out these young men for money and sex? It's given escort. Yeah, let me mind my business, child, because I'm like, why are you moving like this? But it's very weird and extremely off-putting. Social Stuff said Stephanie got this man in an affair. It's only a matter of time. And I'm telling you, when these men agree to be on reality TV, stay woke. Stay woke. And Alexia is going to eat up the fact that you no longer have that. When he repossesses that jet, oh, Alexia is going to have a field day. Alexia is going to have a field day. Rael said, we see why our sisters don't mess with her. She's painfully insecure and a braggart. Here's the thing. If I was Stephanie, I would have never brought that up. Because now people are going to ask about that and wonder why you two, what's going on there? What's happening? What is happening? Hey, Greta, thank you for being here. I gotta give it to you. Alexia did. She's just not well liked, so it wasn't received. Eva Empathy said, hey, y'all, remember to like. Yes, guys, please like the video. Cameron said, Stephanie really reminds me of those spoiled, snobby rich girls from my super. Oh, absolutely. She absolutely does. I'm gonna get a few more, and then we're gonna get into the perfect match. Rael said, oh, how the mighty have fallen. I'm like, girl, you leading with that man's money. Not a good look. I hope you got an ironclad marriage agreement. Ryan says Stephanie Soja and her husband Masood were forced to sell their 12,500 square foot Morris-style mansion after failing to repay an $8 million mortgage loan. Oh, gosh. Like, everybody is giving broke. Everybody is giving broke. Rael said, the thing about Marisol, she's actually so smart and engaging. I noticed this on her and Alexia's podcast. Too bad she doesn't show up the same way on The Real Housewives of Miami. Yes. Outside of the show, I like Marisol. On the show, she's a follower and a flunky. Unfortunate for her. Because she could be very likable, but she chooses not to be. Always Parson said, caught alive, barely, but I made it. You're just in time. Thank you for being here. Rael said, Julia was always uninteresting. Now she's just lowbrow and mean. Yeah, I guess somebody told her to be more interesting. They said interesting, not mean and racist. It's so weird. And the way these ladies love fame and love being on this show, I wouldn't be surprised if those kids were a storyline. We've seen housewives do worse. We've seen housewives do worse. Eva Rumpeley said it was Stephanie's first time being involved in a crazy argument in a restaurant with other patrons. LOL. I bet she just wasn't ready. Hopefully that's it, because I'm just like, girl, if that's your reaction to these fights at a restaurant, buckle up. She absolutely gives new money. Absolutely gives new money. It was one of my favorite shows. Not anymore, Afua. Oh, I love your hair and your face. You're so pretty. Afua said, I need to see the Real Housewives. Me too. I was looking for them. But it's supposed to be, it's on Hulu. It's not an American. I can't watch it in America. But they said that I could watch the episodes on Prime after they drop on Hulu. So I'm going to look out for them. Let's get into the perfect match. Not perfect match. Not the, it's just perfect match. This is a terrible show. It was not good, guys. And I keep on trying to work. I only watch Perfect Match because of Adi and Ali, but I'm just like, I can't do this again. This show isn't good. It's so weird. It's just all over the place. Anyway, let's take it from the beginning. I was glad that Sandy sent home Mr. Freaky Deaky, JR. He was very weird and he made everybody uncomfortable. It was time for him to go. But he was so angry. Him and Carrington were so angry that they didn't get matched up. And it just gags me that there's no money. In the end of this, it's just a vacation. There's no prize money because the way everybody on this show is moving, you would think there was a $500,000 like prize. They're doing all of this for a vacation? What? Carrington and JR were working so hard and they were so upset when they did not get picked. And I'm like, you're doing all of this for a vacation. This show was so weird. This show is so weird. They all were acting so desperate for a vacation. How weird. The Scott and Juliet thing was so weird. So Carrington got mad at Juliet because Juliet told him that she wanted to match with Scott, right? So Carrington, who's upset that he didn't get matched, goes to Scott, and all he says is, Juliet said that you're too young for her. Scott's like, oh, did she say that really? I'm going to leave. And he leaves with Carrington. And then Juliet has to leave. And I'm like, this is very odd. This is very weird. It's feeling very scripted. Because I'm just like, how did all of that just happen? It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense for Carrington to be like, oh, she let me on. She's playing with me. And then he goes to Scott and she says that you're too young for her. And Scott's like, oh, hope I leave it. I'm going to leave. And he leaves the show. Weird. It doesn't make sense. Something is off with this show. Something is very, very off with this show. I would not be surprised if it comes out that this show is heavily scripted because it's something is off. Something is off. Cindy and Louis, I'm not surprised that they didn't last. It doesn't make sense. Like they don't seem like it honestly just seemed like teacher and student and like a forbidden relationship, right? Like Mary Kay Letourneau and her victim. I forget that young man's name, but it's glad that I don't remember his name. That's what it's giving. It's just so weird. And I know that she's not that much older than him, but she's so mature. And he's not. So I'm like, what are you seeing in him? Other than the fact that he's like partly black. I think that's the thing with Sandy. I think she goes after black men because they're certain kind of black men with low racial self-esteem because they're easy to get. And I think she probably can't get the Caucasian men from her community that she wants, but she can get an attractive black man with low racial self-esteem. So she will just accept nothing from them because she feels like she got herself a little trophy, a trophy Negro, if you will. And it's just so weird because I'm just like, this guy gave you nothing. Why are you still here? It's just so weird. And I'm like, again, is this all for the vacation? Because these men did nothing. They gave these women nothing. And all of these women stayed loyal to them, except for chaotic Juliet, she was very good to watch. Very, very good to watch. Madison and Eddie, absolutely believe that couple. I wouldn't be, let me know, are they still together today? I wouldn't be surprised if they are. She even talks about moving to the UK. I can absolutely see her moving to the UK. That's the kind of American that would move to the UK and love it and would live on a shire, have her little garden in the back, post on Instagram, love the slow English countryside mornings. She would absolutely be that American. That is the American that will move to the UK. I hope they're still together because that couple absolutely makes sense. They really, really, really do. I can see them working. Lucy and that long-faced Canadian, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. He gave her nothing but emotional trauma and mental trauma. And she just was so happy to be with that man and was so happy to have him come and meet her father. And I'm like, if your father watched this, I don't think he would want to meet that man. But she was just so happy to be with him for some reason. She accepted the bare minimum and got mentally and verbally abused. Weird. Absolutely weird. Rachel and Ray, I like them. They're sweet, but they were not compatible. I don't think they're together today. I don't think Ray was into Rachel. I think that Ray was into this reality TV show and the check, but he didn't do anything to harm her, right? And Rachel was having a really good time. But I think this young lady is ready to get married. And I think she is just not going to find her husband on reality TV. You need to go to like Trader Joe's and you will find that man while you're looking for pasta sauce. You're not going to find him on reality TV, Rachel. But I think she's ready. I think she's ready. Eddie and Ollie. Amen. So what is so weird about this show is like with 20 minutes left of the show, we get like a reunion. What's the budget? It's very low budget. We get like a reunion and it's like everybody that left is now on the show and they get to vote who is the perfect match. And we get like a 5-minute reunion where everybody's giving their opinions on the relationships. Justine warned AD, and AD was just like, oh, okay, thank you, but I trust Ollie and we're strong. Okay. All right. She's, what can you do? She said what she said. AD didn't want to take the information. Godspeed. Godspeed. But while we have this mini reunion, then we have this weird compatibility test, right? And the compatibility competition chooses who is going to be the final two couples to be chosen. And out of those final two couples, one person will be chosen to be the perfect match. What the hell are you talking about? So Eddie and Ollie and Lucy and a long-faced Canadian, they win the compatibility challenge. So now everybody has to vote on those two couples. And Lucy and a long-faced Canadian end up winning. I'm just saying, Eddie and Ollie had their ups and downs. I felt like they should have won. I felt like it was like out of the little bit of time that they had, I just felt like that was a much better couple because did y'all not see that man bring Lucy to tears every day? I could not believe it. And then I was just like, when it was announced what they were going to win, I said, y'all did all of this for a vacation? A vacation? Weird. Just so weird. It was such a lackluster ending. And this show is just weird. It's something not making sense. Something about the perfect match does not make sense. I feel like it's a parody on reality TV. I don't feel like it's an actual reality TV show. It's like a mockumentary or a parody of an actual reality TV show. It's so weird. It's so fast-paced. So much happens. We're rotating cast members. It's weird. This show is so weird. Not a shocker there. Right after Lucy and a long-faced Canadian win, they break up a week later. Shocker. I bet you he was cheating. Shocker. Absolute shocker. Eddie and Ollie didn't win the competition, but they won in love because right after we get the show lets us know that Lucy and a long-faced Canadian, after they let us know that they broke up, Then we get to see Adi and Ali, and we get to see the proposal, and then we get to see the baby announcement. So it seemed like this works for somebody. I really want to talk about how Ali manifested this life for himself. Somebody has to tell him that there is power in his tongue. My God, today he prophesied everything that was going to happen with him and AD within the year. Within the year, he said that they were going to have a child in 8 months. In 8 months, they were going to have a family, and he also said that they were getting married. He kept on saying it. He was just like, "Yeah, we're getting married. This is the one. We're getting married." He did not lie. That man was on a mission. That man was on a mission. He literally spoke it into existence. I don't know if if it's a good thing or a bad thing that he has that kind of power. AD, hey, stay woke, girl. Stay woke. I will say this. I was disappointed with AD and Ollie's relationship watching The Perfect Match. Because I was just like, I was so excited for her. I was like, oh my God. After everything she went through on Love is Blind, I was so happy that she had this moment. All to see this man just like play in her face. And I was just like, ugh, girl, this is upsetting, because I wanted her to have a redemption, right? I wanted it to be a better situation for her, but she just had her blinders on. And I felt like watching this that she overlooked a lot of things, right? However, this process is so quick. It's impossible for you to find your perfect match. You're not going to find your perfect match on this show. It's very, very weird. AD and Ali, they operated in a different hemisphere. Like, they were not on the same show. Maybe the show was just put together so that they can meet, or maybe this is another thing that Ali spoke into existence. I don't know, but they were on a completely different show than what we saw. And in the time span that this show was filming and throwing everybody around, these two were able to find love in a hopeless place. And for that baby's sake, I hope that these two are really in love, really like each other, and are really going to put in the work to have a healthy family, because now there is a little person involved that is going to need you two for the rest of their life. And even if you two don't work out, you have to realize you're bonded together for the rest of your life. And you two, there wasn't a lot of time to get to know each other, and you made this really grand and big decision. So I am hoping and praying that it is successful and healthy, and that the last sad tears that AD cried was on Love is Blind. I want this to be successful for her. I will say the relationship didn't look healthy on the show. Well, who knows? Because I watched a little Q&A with Netflix, and, they seem really happy and compatible, and, in a really good place, because Netflix did a Q&A with them, like a little compatibility test with AD and Ali, and it was adorable. It was cute. AD looked very, very happy. Ali looked happy. He kept on calling her baby, and, they were cute. They were cute. So, I pray that it all works out. Let it all work out. Let it all work out. Amen. 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 Let me get my super chats. We got a super chat from Obviously Me. Thank you, Obviously Me. Obviously Me said, Crash Out Carrington made for some good TV. Note to self, don't ever tell that man you won't pick him. He is messy boots down. He absolutely is. Nisha, thank you so much for the super chat. Nisha said, I love how you could always bring humor in certain reality-based TV. Thank you, Star family and community, for the love, prayers, good vibes you sent me and keep giving me. Good changes. I feel good changes. for me in the work area. Happiness and health. Amen, Nisha. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let me get y'all comments. Afua said Sandy is now with a man that looks just like Nick. Sandy, what? She all over the place, girl. Sandy is all over the place. So Stuff said 80 is not beating the bird allegation. Now she's pregnant and that man is never marrying her. Listen, he seems locked in. We'll see, y'all. We'll see. We'll see. Rael said, "Oh Lord, well, I'm glad I didn't go ahead and tune into the perfect match." It's weird. It's weird. Clayton was in the boardroom and he was dancing. What is his thing with this dancing? Guys, I feel like everybody's regressing. That's what's happening. I feel like everybody is regressing. I think everybody's going to get to like the age of 30 and just start regressing. I think that's what happened with Larsa. And I think that's what's happening with Clayton. They are just regressing. Something is going on. Maybe they got the Benjamin Button. Maybe they got the Benjamin Button disease. Me too. These people are acting like this for a vacation. What? I'm sorry. I'm not going on no reality TV show where money isn't involved. Ridiculous. Hannah said the way Ollie did his fiance on Love Is Blind UK, I knew he wasn't to be trusted. Let's just hope he turned a new leaf. Art World said perfect match, a hot mess, and I love that about it. It's given Bachelor in Paradise mess. I do not like Bachelor in Paradise this season. Yeah, Bachelor in Paradise needs to go back to the old formula. Mama Star and I are going to review it, start up reviewing it again next week. We cannot do it this week because Mama Star has a really huge book signing this weekend in LA. I posted it on the community channel, on the community page. If you guys want to come and stop by and meet us, we are going to be at the Pop Hop bookstore in Los Angeles, and Mama Star will be there signing her book. I decided to laugh. So thank you so much for giving me that time to say that. Lily said, it's the TV time they really want. Yeah, but it's just like, y'all doing all that for a vacation? Weird. It's just weird to me. But Spitzy said, perfect match is insane. And Daniel is such a weirdo. Very weird. Very weird. Yeah. When a vacation? Y'all doing all that for no money. Yikes. Always Prices said, if the girls didn't have beans for brains, Adi and Justine should have done the same to Ollie with all that uncalled for lying. But some women have made up in their mind that men are just going to not be great, and that's okay. Some women just settle, guys. And again, we don't know if Adi is settling. Ollie didn't put his best foot forward on this show, though. The N and the H said they made us wait this whole time for this Ollie and AD edit, and I heard that this was the better edit. Art World said perfect match. Oh, we got that. Just for screen time. That's it. Ciao. Oh, they did. I was rooting for them. They should have been voted, but they didn't do the compatibility test. But they were actually the perfect match. Oh, that's so sad. I like them. I can see her doing that with him. Oh, they were cute. Art World said Madison and Freddie are not together. I never believed in them. Madison is manipulating. Oh, you got me there. Spetsy said they aren't together anymore, unfortunately. They were cute. Obviously, me said Madison did Cody dirty. I never trusted her. Megan said, I thought Freddie was good for Madison. He would have settled her down. I like them. They seem real genuine and adorable. They seem like they would work. Pi says Rachel and Ray are just friends. They recently went on a vacation. Oh, they did. You know what? They might do the friends to lovers thing. Now that could happen. And those relationships last. Eva Ripley said, apparently Ray is a cheater. I liked him and made the mistake of looking him up. Ooh, child. Hey, Shara. Shara said, I bet they're going to try to get hellacious on the next perfect match if they have one. Is that a person or you're saying hellacious as a statement? Eva Ripley said, I'm so happy to hear that, friend. You've been in my prayers. Me? What did I say? Pi says, I think they changed the voting because last season the people that were outside of the house voted for the one outside couple that made it into the house the last day. Oh, so they did that little game thing. Foolish. Art World said, I actually don't have an issue with AD and Allie. They definitely should have won. I think so too. Danielle was an A to Lucy. She still picked him. She still loved it, child. Oh, did I get another one? Yes, I got another one. Thank you so much for the super chat. Obviously me said Justine going for Ollie was weird. I don't think it was genuine because if she wanted a UK man, then she should have made things work with Jack. I heard that Jack was the problem. But here's the thing. Justine didn't want anybody. And I don't think Justine even wanted Jack. Justine wanted, this is Justine's job. Her job is reality TV. I did not think she wanted Ollie at all, but I think that she would have done what she needed to do to either win or stay on the show for as long as she can because her job now is a reality TV star. Me too. I agree, Indigo. Indigo said, and none of us know how Ollie and AD's relationship will turn out. I wish them the best. Same. Pi says, Sandy said everyone in the house voted for AD and Ollie except Louie, who did eeny meeny. So how did Lucy and Daniel win? Art World said AD and Ollie both came to play, but both ended up catching feelings. True. Spency said he really did. I didn't like the way Ollie did AD. I hope he is better now. Same. Cameron said, my brother actually knows JR from being in the fitness industry. And my brother even said that JR is 10 times worse in person. And he thinks that every woman on the face of this earth, oh gosh, he's worse. Miss Brownsugar said, was that a prophecy or his checklist? Men want to start a family whenever they want to, whether it makes sense or not. True. So Steph said, how can AD even look at him after saying he fell for her because of a positive? We wish them the best. Lily said, we love LD, but we love our AD. We love our AD. We wish them the best, guys. The End of the 8 said, maybe they pre-set up AD and Ollie and just set the show up for them. Maybe. Pi says, Ollie said on an interview that he saw AD and his views prior to Perfect Match. So she liked him before the show, and he knew that. He probably had a crush too. I hate that men look at that. They're the only one to look at who's viewing their stories. It's I hate that because I know I'd have been caught in somebody's views. Oh well. Doesn't mean I like you. Cameron said, Nikki, I thought I was the only one who thought it was weird that they had this random reunion at the end. I was looking around did I actually press the fast forward button? It's so jumbled together and rushed. It's weird. Hey, Princeton. Princeton said, Nikki, how do you feel about Jeremiah's message to Shalase and Nicolandria? It was a wholesome thank you for all the love. I didn't see it. Can you send it to me? And I'll talk about it in the Love Island chat that's right after this. Hannah said, child, they are acting. I give them 5 years max. Only because Ollie would choose to leave. Child, you never know. Those relationships, that could be it forever. Nora said, I watched AD on the Mama Dins podcast, and she was asked about acting. And she was like, oh, acting is a part of my present, past, and future. Seeing her perform with Ollie, I was like, very telling. Very telling. Hey, Will. Will said, hey, Nikki.Star and Star family, I'll be a part of the gang replay. But the way Nikki.Star Friday night should be club constellations or Club Star. I like it, Will. I like it. So, guys, Love at the Lockup. I'm going to see if it can work next week because the issue that I was having with my YouTube TV was that it was on an East Coast timeline. So I was always missing the show, but I changed it back to West Coast and I don't see the episode yet. But I think by the time, like when it's on, I don't know, I think it has to be on this time zone for a minute to catch up. But when it does catch up, I think I will be able to do a Love with the Lockup live right after that. But we're still going to do a Love with the Lockup live on Monday, but that Friday I might do one right after the show if I can catch the episode at 6. But Will, I'm liking Club Star. We might turn that. We might turn it into Club Star, child. Miss Brown Sugar said Clayton keeps dancing because people keep watching his TikToks. He's getting paid. Smart. You're right. Art World said I'm not going to be too hard on Adi and Ali. They were strangers. They seem to be focused on their relationship, so hopefully they will continue to work. Amen. Obviously, me said Carrington was trying to keep it under control, but the last straw was Juliet rejecting him. He actually got Scott to leave with him. That was insane. It was so weird and petty. He definitely needs the money. He definitely needs the money. He was on his podcast. I saw clips of his podcast, and he was so jealous of how much money the Love Island people were making. He was just like, I need to make that. But see, here's the thing. These people, these reality TV stars, they come out here and they live beyond their means. You are a gig to gig performer. You cannot live beyond your means out here. You will be broke and homeless in 2.5 seconds. Don't do it. Don't do it. Will says, so all I can say is I'm Team Katie. The Karen, I just think she isn't evil as much as Emily Simpson, who is all three stooges. Subs in her bag, tacky without swag. Ciao. Oh, Huda. Thank you, Shara. Thank you. Hellacious. I like it. Tiffany said, I feel like the perfect match is the hodgepodge of several dating reality TV shows. Absolutely. And they have yet to find their footing. I don't think either of them was interested in each other. I think that they were just trying to win. The Holistic Doc said, OMG, I hope Hellacious is not on Perfect Match this season. I won't watch. I think she's going to be on Love Island Games. I think she's going to be on Love Island Games. Yeah, she loves the competition. Her job as a reality TV star. That's what I think is happening there. Obviously, me says she dropped the ball with this Perfect Match season, but stuff wasn't in her court to begin with. Yeah, it wasn't her best season, but she's not done. She's going to be on a lot of reality TV shows. Eltavina said, honestly, Nikki, after AD on Love is Blind asked that guy to choose her, I knew that she was a perpetual pick-me. So you can't change that. She was ready to settle down to any man that she fell in love with. I wish them the best. I wish them the best. Art World said, if I'm not mistaken, when AD interviewed Sandy, she said her and Ollie separated for a short while. It couldn't have been that short, child. That baby about to be here. Pi says the people that were outside the house and Louis didn't vote for AD and Ollie. Yeah, so something was going on. Oh, I'm not surprised. He gives that. Will says, so although I don't approve of Katie's antics, I just don't care about it when Gina kicked Travis's kids out of her home, then moved them all together in a bigger house last season. She said she couldn't find. Oh, Lord. Obviously, we said not slandering, just saying this season has odds stacked against her. I love you some Justine, but I don't like the people she was given to interact with this season. Yeah, Justine didn't have anybody there really for her. It was JR and Ollie. She did what she could. She did what she could. Will also says Travis X seems crazy, but she literally says she wanted to go on vacation with her kids only. How does that feel when Travis and his kids now have to live with Gina? I don't know how that works. And I don't know if it's going to continue to work, but if they like it, child, I hate it. Will says it's giving Gina still feels a way about her abusive ex. I will say I actually think she's moved on from him. Thank God, because it was very uncalled. It was very unhealthy, that relationship. Obviously, B said, I feel the toxic side of me is like seeing Karen to be petty, especially against Juliet, who ain't squeaky clean herself in terms of behavior, but she's good TV. She's good TV. Give me Shelter said, Ace and his 22-year-old self needs to provide classes to reality stars. Better him than Bethany. Ciao. Smithy said, Hellacious hasn't been with her child since leaving the show. I hope she's not on Love Island Games. I wouldn't be surprised if she is. I wouldn't be surprised. Because, like, why are you still here? Toya Star says, hey, family, thanks for supporting Nikki'Star TV. Yes, family, thank you so much for supporting. Please like the video. We're going to end here with Art World because we got another live coming up. Art World said, do y'all all think they will announce the Love Island Games cast after the reunion on Monday? I think so, because they're going to do whatever they can to keep this audience, because Beyond the Villa is tanking. Nobody's watching that. It is tanking. I absolutely think they will, and that will be in their favor. We'll see. We will see. But I think they're going to, they're not going to be able to get the core four, but I think they're going to try to get like some dynamic people. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Huda on that show. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, family, let me get out of here. I have another live coming up, which is the Love Island chat. We're going to talk about all things Love Island this week. And I feel like we might just have to make it a weekly show because Love Island got a lot going on. But let me get out of here and hop over into that live. And hopefully I'll see you over there. Last one. Eltavita said, Nikki, will you review Salt Lake City's new season? No, guys, I won't. I told you guys like 2 years ago, I worked on the show and I hated it. I have my own qualms and beefs with production over there. I don't think that they are for you. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But I didn't like the experience and it kind of made me hate the show. So I will not be reviewing The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It's for my own mental health. Anyway, I love you all, and I will see you in the Love Island chat. Bye.